Oh no, he's so muted. Purposely muted.
The dice is rigged. The dice is rigged.
I'm not
He just-
complaining.
He just likes your voice. Maybe he knows you're streaming. I don't know.
Oh, you're streaming again? Let me check.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean again? Let me check.
Oh, I mean, you
Yeah,
streamed yesterday.
he never stopped streaming. He just
Yeah, always. It's
Oh.
on 24 hours.
Oh my god, look at your face. Hello.
Okay.
So what actually happened last week?
Mhm.
He dies.
Okay, Micah tried to find Micah tried to get some thugs to do some shit.
yes,
Micah, but
Yes, the lawful good paladin went to go look for thugs. Yes.
Yo, did you not look at my character sheet? It's definitely not lawful good.
Oh, sorry. It's true neutral now.
I don't mind.
that didn't work out too well. Basically, Augie tried to visit the. Wait, that's in the morning, right? I forget. Shit.
Yeah.
The morning, Augie and Alex went to the Trent's office. I
Mm-hmm.
think, yeah, Trent's office, and Trent said he needed some things like some tokens, some some tokens of authority. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Augie said yes. Like he offered some more tokens. But he only took the Grey Hands and the Zentarum tokens, and then he said, "Okay, I'll talk to you later when I succeed," or some shit like that. What did Fosha want to do?
Oh, she.
Fosha, I forget.
I joined Micah to go look for thugs. We did not succeed. Nobody wants to help us with that one. We go to Mara's parents' shop. No one is there.
It was in the morning, right? It was
Yeah,
in the afternoon. Later.
Yeah.
The morning, I don't remember.
I think I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot happened. Actually.
Yeah.
And then in the afternoon, Augie and Alex went to. Augie and
Prison?
Alex will continue went to prison, where Augie tried to secretly talk to the Noska Grey, but which somehow involved some stripping.
Some tramp stamps. Yeah.
Yeah, some tramp stamp showing off, but basically, but Noska was like, okay, like if you have a plan to escape, then let us in on it, or like, but you owe us. Alex talked to Mara. After which, Mara started a fight for no reason in the prison.
Mhm.
Fair.
Oh, there is a reason.
If I had to talk to Alex, no, I'm kidding.
What?
There is a
He did
reason.
shit. He did shit.
Yeah. But I believe Micah and Fotia
went to see Mara and Lily's
Mara.
parents.
2.0.
But they discovered her coming out of their house, the parents' house, and like Micah impersonated a city official. To
The city official.
She is a city official. She doesn't need to
It's just
investigate.
this city's
Not
official.
this city official.
There is no lie here.
She's not official.
I'm just saying there is no lie here. City official.
You didn't say this city's official. This city official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even tell her that. She made her own conclusions.
This is like all the commoners are like the same. Lyntra basically just believed her, and like she appeared like outwardly concerned about the case, but Portia and Micah sort of detected like some.
She's a lying.
She's a lying bitch.
I mean, we know she's a bitch.
She's a lying bitch. That night, while we were just catching up with what we done at Mert's place, Vincent Trench came in with a ledger, which had all bloodied up and which had a list of names, including Mertz, Helen with a J, and what's the other guy?
Corylus.
Yeah,
Cordyceps. I just keep remembering Cordyceps.
Cordyceps Stan. Yeah, and basically like these names are implicated with Manchun somehow, including Mert. So we were looking at Mert like, what the fuck is Mert? Where are you up to? And that's where we left off.
That is correct. So with that, let us all jump into tonight's game of Waterdeep Dragon Heist, where we last left off actually some things left back in the courthouse jail.
David.
So, Cormoran, are you there?
Yo. Hello.
Yo, you're back. All right. Are you caught up with everything? Do you know what's going on?
Yeah, roughly. I think so. Yeah, apparently I'm talking to the warden, but I have no idea what about.
All right. So, Mara thought that you might want to get some information out of the warden or anything, maybe even just distract her. Not sure exactly what was her reason for sending you to the warden, but yeah. You find yourself this very morning in this jailhouse after a good breakfast. You see Mara kind of like walk off towards the field in the back as it's recce time for everyone. And yeah, the warden is called over as you are at the nearby the entrance of the jailhouse itself. And yeah, you see Threlenthus Snow, the current warden of the cell, just kind of walk over in this long dress. He's like, yes, inmate, can I help you?
Sorry, I'm a bit confused. This is a prison or a jail?
It is both, really. We hold suspects as well as minor criminals here for the time being as they are being processed. If necessary, we will send them to Mansfield, which is our outskirt prison.
And, I mean, these bars around here, they prevent us from using magic, right? And kind of
Just-
feel them.
She just starts eyeing you. What is the reason you're calling me here? Is there anything else important besides asking me about the features of my prison, of which our prisoners should not know very much about?
Well, I just thought you should know that they don't work very well.
Excuse me?
That your little bar things don't work as well as you think.
They work very well, mind you.
And I'll stop walking. I'll walk away, and as I leave, I'll say telepathically in her mind, I'll say, "If you think so."
You see her turn towards the guard and just kind of shake her head as she kind of smiles back. And in your head, you also hear, well, I should think so, since I was the one who created these words.
Yeah, I guess that's all I have. I don't have much more than that.
All right. She does eye you like a little bit, and in your head, you do hear a warning message as she just goes, watch yourself, inmate 21. You are not the only one with little tricks up your sleeve. Here, we've kept all sorts of prisoners, a lot more dangerous than your kind, so do not worry about my security here. And you can see her just kind of step away as she also gets let out of the cell. It is about this time, there is an uproar. in the courtyard as you see Zentarian members as well as Zenithar members start clashing fist to fist out in the courtyard. Some of the guards have actually come down from their tower post to kind of like stop the fight as they are just like yelling as they're running towards the entrance towards the courthouse. Like, stop that! Stop that! You see them start rifling through keys to try to open the door, the gates. Mara, what are you doing?
God, I have no fucking idea, man.
Well, if I see that happening as it starts happening and I'm walking away, I'll just throw back another message to the warden. And what an excellent job you do.
She just turns around as she starts hearing the commotion again, and she hears, "What's going on?" Immediately starts calling the veteran guard as well as the others as they start running through the jail's house past you. "Stop that fight! Stop it now!" She immediately runs right out to the courtyard. Is there anything that you guys want to do as all of this is happening? Hello?
Yeah.
Did I cut off? Yeah.
No, I heard everything. Sorry.
Yeah.
I step out of the way with my hands up, just very like, no.
All right.
Oh,
So,
God. No.
you guys, is she not doing, are you doing nothing?
In the midst of the chaos,
Mm-hmm.
could I have tried? Fucking hell, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but whatever. Could I have tried to conjure a shiv?
Conjure a shiv? The magical shiv?
Yeah, like if I place it on top.
On
Because
top
the
of?
previous time you mentioned, like, if it's beyond the bar clearance, then it's fine. Like, it
It
has
is
to
20
be...
feet up from the ground.
I'll stick at the bar.
Would you like to,
Like, are they able to,
climb the bars? Oh, through the bars is not. It's the same thing. I'm talking about above the bars.
yeah, above the bars, like, because
So
it
if
needs to be,
You would have to
like,
climb the bars to get up to that.
like conjured onto a surface that can hold it. Would the
Oh,
top of the bars be able to fulfill that or not?
and technically you can try.
I will try.
Try to sneakily climb to the side of the bars. All right. I'll say you see all this happening, and yeah, you start running to a corner where the guards aren't exactly looking. I'll say make me a stealth check first. Try to do this quite sneakily. You are climbing up 20 feet up from the side of the bars. Okay. Yeah, two guards here. I'm gonna roll stealth checks for both of them. I'm sorry, wisdom checks. Yeah, perception checks. So let's see here.
Oh, let me add a d6 to that. Okay. And then they roll a d20.
I'm giving you. Oh wait. So are you saying that your total is now 13?
No, I rolled a d5. It would be a
Or
14.
D6? It'd be a 14. With a 14, I don't need to make any roll. Then, with their passive perception of 12, they are looking outwards toward the gatehouse. What's going on? Should we help? I don't think we should station here. And they just hang back, looking outwards, and they don't notice you as you start climbing up 5, 10, 15, 20.
I mean, I'm making eyes at Cormorant.
Cormorant sees it. I'm going to roll some perception checks for a couple of.
I'm going to try, if I see her trying to climb there, I'm going to like move this way and try and make a distraction of some kind. Like,
Sure. I'll give you assistance then on this stealth check. You can roll one more time, Mara.
Okay. Come on, Steph.
You have a +8. All right.
Yeah.
So you are completely hidden as you basically slip into the shadows along the sides of the bar. Climb all your way up. No, or start to climb all your way up. I'd like to make one more athletics check, please.
Oh, mama.
20 feet. Yeah.
You count?
Oh, wow. That is all that you need. As you basically start climbing up the bars like a monkey, pulling yourself all the way up 10, 15, 20 feet to the very top of the bars, and you inch your hand right above, in between the bars, as close to the lights, the continual flames, the magical lights up on the ceiling where magic is actually still working. as you reach your hand out and kind of put your hand on top of the bars itself, sure, you're trying to create a shift, correct? And this
Correct.
happens automatically.
Yeah, it just like boom.
All right, I'd like you to make me one Arcana check.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So in your head, what are you creating? What kind of a shift, or what does the shift look like?
I'm thinking like one of those like little traveling fruit knives kind of thing, like the one with the little plastic handles.
All right. You pull back as something magically, like this purple mist of magic appears in your hand, and you feel something solid as you immediately grasp onto the edges of it and pull it back in. As you open your hand and you look at it, you see in your hand what looks to be a little plastic knife.
Plastic handle or
Full plastic. The whole thing is plastic. Even the blade is plastic. It is sharp though.
okay, yeah, that works like a shaved down toothbrush kind of thing.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Okay.
yeah.
You
The
can-
entire thing is plastic. You look at it and it's probably good for one stab, do you think, before it might snap?
Okay.
So it is a dagger. Yeah, it is basically a consumable dagger with one hit.
Okay.
All right.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right. You pull the shift, put it back into your pocket, immediately hide it. You know what? Make me a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Yeah, this will be used throughout.
On the bright
Yep.
side, right?
With a 20, you can tell, how you would like to hide that shift on you, seeing that you only have your clothes that have no pockets or anything. But yeah, you can figure something out, Bard. I'm sure you'll find a pocket or two. But yeah, this time, as you grab your shift,
Yep.
outside, the fight has come to a stop as the guards have completely taken down everyone involved in the fight. I'm just going to go see who did better on which end. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5d4s versus 1d4, 1d6. Oh wow, it's even and even. So they both smack each other to nearly 2 bits. You hear there is like moans and growls outside. Oh my leg! The entire group is badly injured, but not critically injured in any way that the guards don't immediately start smacking them with batons. The veteran guards immediately start following the order, and the warden starts shouting at them, "You lot, I'm sick of this! One more fight and all of you will be shoved into a hole! All of you understand?" And with that, they are immediately led back to the cells. There is a call to order as the guards go, "All right, all of you back in your cells. Enough practice time. You'll be stuck in there till tomorrow." And all of you are basically crammed back into wherever your cells are. As the fight is over. Nothing else really happens, actually, for the evening as you guys are locked up in your cells. You do hear the Xanathar and the Zentarim kind of like chiding and yelling obscenities across each other, across the hallway. But they're hurt. You can definitely hear the Kenku, they're just croaking. The Xanathar has taken quite a beating, but all of them are still alive as well as the Zentarim. The guards immediately hit back to the post after the incident. But with that, are you guys doing anything else? This is the last chance for you guys to do anything else in the evening, send any messages, do anything else.
Well, we can't send messages out, so
Well, if you can find some way. But with that, if there's nothing else, That will be there.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. All right. So with that end of the evening, I think we can all head back straight to Mud's place, where you guys had just received a little bit of information through a ledger that Vincent Trench had just brought to your attention. At some risk to his life, apparently, as he looks hurt. Vincent Trench immediately goes towards you, Augie, and gives you back the token to give him.
Thanks, these have helped. But I wish they would have helped all the way, if you know what I mean.
He just nudges like a sore spot, where Fortia has already healed. The cuts have stopped bleeding. And yeah, you guys are looking at Mert, and Mert looks back at you all.
Well, what is it?
But care to explain why your name is here?
Where?
And he just starts taking a look at the ledger, comes down from the stairs. Remelia kind of walks up as well just to see what's going on.
You tell me.
Mert just looks at a piece of paper and just looks at a book.
I see. These names are familiar.
And if mine is in there, and looks to himself.
I think this might be a list.
Well,
There's nothing much to hide about it, really. I think you all do know that I am Masked Lord of this city. So yes, this is a probable list of Masked Lords in Waterdeep, and I'm one of them. But this bit of information about Corrales and Helen is quite concerning indeed. But looking at it, I don't think that we have much on them. I'm sure this would tarnish their reputation, but they are still nobles. I really doubt they might be arrested or even questioned about it, in fact. If they are Masked Lords, and I can assume with the kind of power that I myself wield within the council, can pretty much make these kind of things go away quite simply. But it is concerning that, where did you get this book?
And he turns towards Vincent Trench and just looks up. Well, there was an extra dimensional sanctum I had to get to. Quite a bit out of the way, really. Met some defenses, tried to sneak out, and managed to do that. And Mer just looks at him, just goes,
And where was this sanctum?
Vincent kind of stands up and looks towards all of you and just goes, I think used to belong to the Xanthar. This mage or this leader, you all know as Manchu. And everyone just looks at each other for a second. Yes, sir, I got this from a study down in his offices. But that's all I could take before something I couldn't see started attacking me. And I had to run. This is all I could get. I had suspected there was some connection, and well, this is all I could procure for now.
I suggest you keep this evidence for a moment.
Well, we are going to use it somehow, some way, perhaps even in the trial tomorrow. So,
When you see fit, yes, please.
Well, I guess that's all we can do for now for Comrade and for Mara.
Mert just stands up.
I don't think there's much we can do on our end. We'll be in the audience as well. In fact, we'll all be at the courthouse tomorrow. So all I can say is, he walks up to Vincent Trench, just shakes his hand. Good luck. I hope you can get our friends out of there.
And Vincent just goes,
Don't you worry. I will definitely do my best. Maybe my first trial, but I'm no ordinary PI. And Murray just goes, very well. Off to bed then, all of you. Get a rest. It's been a long day, and tomorrow perhaps even longer during the trial. I will see you all at the courthouse. And he heads off. Remile just goes, well, if there's nothing else, if you want to send a message to Mara and Common, now would be the time. But I think we're as ready as we can be for the trial tomorrow.
Okay, so we could check in on them one more time, see if they're still alright.
All right. And she sends a message to Common. Common, are you all right?
Oh, just dandy.
All right. And Mara?
It sounds like a leprechaun suddenly.
You know.
It was St. Patrick's yesterday, right?
Well, no. Both relatively unharmed. Yeah. Hopefully you guys have managed to do what you need to get us out. Otherwise, plan B.
All right, then. We'll see what we can do. Good luck at the trial tomorrow. And that's about it for the evening. If there's nothing else that you guys want to do, next day will come.
I don't think there's much that we can do, can we?
To That's it. All right. You guys take it. It is restful for some of you, for the others. Anxiety of tomorrow's trial kind of bears on your mind, and sleep is bare minimum at best. But the morning comes as dawn rises. Next day, you guys all start heading towards the courthouse. Common and Mara as well from the jailhouse. You guys are led by guards, as well as some veteran kind of city watch members. And it's a procession as well that kind of heads to the building right next door. But you guys are immediately woken up early in the morning before the rest of the prisoners are up. And you're like shackled. You are asked to change back into the clothing that you came in. All your equipment and items are still in the stockroom. Inside the jailhouse, as you guys are escorted out towards the courthouse, taken towards the side door, and you guys are placed in like an adjourning cell before eventually, as you look out to the courthouse, people are starting to fill out from within for the rest of you guys. Ooh, like just not changing the picture. So you guys head towards the castle ward where the courthouse, this trial is taking place. The trial of pretty much the year. There are numerous people from the public around. There are reporters from different journals, from different newspapers as well. All seem to be interested as to what's going on. But the lines are kind of cordoned outside as City Watch members kind of escort you. And basically, as you guys kind of introduce yourself, you're the heroes of Waterdeep. Audience members that are going within. You do see some public, some noble, as well as Mud and Remile, who obviously joins the audience, start heading towards like an adjourning hallway. And you guys are asked as to be witnesses and basically led towards the witness kind of spectral spectating area. As you guys go in, the courtroom is a large, ornate hall with tall ceilings and marble floors. The walls are adorned with intricate carvings and tapestries depicting Waterdeep's history. And at the front of the room is a raised platform with this large wooden desk where the judge sits, I think, surrounded apparently by other tables. To the side, the audience is kind of divided into two sections, one for the general public and one for the witnesses and suspects to which you guys are led to. So, the defense area is on the left as Vincent starts heading upwards. Michael, I assume you are joining him?
Yep.
All right.
I gotta ask, is it okay? Is it possible for me to cast enhance ability on Micah before she heads in?
Yeah, you can do it right now if you want.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
like
sure.
finished 8 last night. So another 8 hours left in today, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Eagle Splendor on you, Micah. You get advantage on Christmas checks just in case.
Is the lawyer is here?
Yeah, he's here.
I cast on Vincent adaptability.
He goes, thank you as well. You basically make him beam a little bit more. As he seems a little bit more charismatic. His beard seems to shine a little bit more in the light. But yeah, as you go in though,
I figured.
if you bring your owl and Reggie as well, the guards will say, sorry, no pets and familiars in the courthouse.
Poof. Pocket dimension.
Auli spoke, he can say, no, I'm
All right. So Auli just flies up in the sky over the courthouse as you guys head towards the witness and suspect area. You do see other audience members filtering in as well. These people, for example.
Those
a lot of
people.
dude. Wow.
Them.
Oh, wow. Look at those Magellans.
Elentra, Corellis Ban, and Helen Umbras as well. In the witness stands, it seems it is just you three, plus Elentra, Corellis, and Helen, who immediately obviously sit a little bit further, leaving quite a large gap in between you guys on the benches. But yeah, they eye you a little as they head to the seats. Elentra does not smile, does not even recognize or give you all any sort of like look, does not even recognize Portia or Micah, as she just takes her side of the stand. And yeah, just haughtily sits down and waits whatever is about to happen. Barnabas comes out to the side eventually, as it takes about a near hour for the entire courthouse to be filled up. City Watch guards start closing the doors to the outside in public, and inside there is easily about like 60 or 80 audience members in the back, with you guys up in the front. You guys look around right now, and the defense stand has been taken, but nobody has come over to the other side as of yet. You do notice that there seems to be a witness stand in the very center of the entire courthouse, and I think without any checks, you do notice what looks to be like a beam of light shooting right from the ceiling all the way down into the witness stand itself. There seems to be some sort of runes or arcane runes on the ground. You can make me either religion check. No, I know this will be an arcana check. Either an arcana check if you like to recognize what those runes are.
Which one of us?
Anybody.
No, I cannot do that.
I have a +2, but
Oh, good.
okay, you did good.
It's magic.
17. Wow.
So, Mara and Comrade, you guys are eventually led out of your cell into the courthouse as well, and you guys have a kind of like a suspect stand in the back of the defense lot area. You are at the moment not shackled within the courthouse, but there's easily 2 veteran guards behind you, and outside even more. This entire place looks well guarded, it seems. But for the most lot, you don't see any magical prison cells or anything of that sort. You, I would say, like, as you try to speak to Mara with your psychic abilities as well, Comrade, yeah, they are evident. They do seem to work. But as you guys wait, there is a sudden call out by Barnabas as he stands out. Court to order! Everyone rise for the honorable judge! And you see a familiar face. The tiefling. The magistrate, Eileen Simmerheld, start walking through the door from the right. Everyone stands up in the court, unless any of you do not wish to do so.
I stand up.
And she is dressed a little bit differently from last time you see her. Last time she had this like Watchdavian like office attire. Right now she has the full-on judge cowl and everything, a gavel in hand, a ledger of some sort in her left. She heads right up to the judge stand, takes the seat, sits down, and just hammers twice onto the table. Court is in order. And with that, everyone comes to a standstill. And there's a little hush and murmur throughout the audience. But Kylie immediately shuts it down as she just hammers down onto the gavel again. To order! Quiet in the court! I wish to get out of this as soon as I can. I've got a lot to do today. And if any of you wish to make this trial any longer than it already is, and she just basically stands to the side. You can see the people around her like start murmuring, but she goes, "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today we are here to seek justice for the murder of this noble Dance with Feather." She looks towards the stands. The defense here will provide us evidence and hopefully prove the innocence of these suspects. As she points right up towards the suspect stands, where the crowd starts again ushering and mumbling towards themselves as they see Coleman and Mara, and all of you see them as well. She just kind of looks towards the other side, the other empty stands on the opposite of the prosecution stand. And she seems a little bit kind of miffed for a second before she goes, "All right, I guess court will now begin. We'll now hear the opening statements of the prosecution and of the defense, regardless whether the prosecution is here or not." And she just yells out towards the front house. As everyone starts like murmuring and making like gossip as to what's going on, Vincent just goes, "All right, I guess it's my turn," and he stands up from the defense. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, people of the jury, and you can see in the audience stands to the right there is like in the darkness there is like jury sitting there. A good lot of them, probably about like 10 or so of them. Maybe a dozen that you can see, and yeah, a good mix of nobles and tradesmen and some merchants, but none of them that you can actually recognize, unfortunately. And as he addresses the jury, "Today, I hope to seek justice, not just for the murdered, but for Covenant and for Mara as well, two suspects in this trial. We will present evidence, as you can see, without a reasonable bound of doubt, that this will prove that these suspects are not guilty, and desiring of instead your pity." And he sits back down. Kylie is starting to fume as the prosecution stand remains empty. But it is about this time you hear "Sorry, excuse me," as another man, quite haggard looking, short brown hair, wearing this kind of a lawyer suit, holding this blackened briefcase with like papers and scrolls like pouring out of it. He starts heading over towards the stands, the prosecution. And Kylie just kind of looks towards her book, just looks towards these stands, just goes, excuse me, where is Miles Edgeworth? You see the man just kind of like hardly put the briefcase down, open up like a whole pile of papers as they spill onto the ground. Sir, I'm sorry. Miles has been in a little bit of the incident. The prosecution office sent me. I'm in still pain. And there is a huge murmur throughout the crowd. But besides that, Kylie just kind of looks a little bit like taken back, like this kind of thing does not happen frequently. I'll say all of you can make me one perception check.
Who has the highest perception?
Can make one, right?
I don't notice. Oh,
Oh, Micah and Oggy is the only ones that can see. Okay. Okay. Mara and Conrad, you guys look out towards the audience for here as well to see what's going on, and there seems to be a hush and murmur as people are like speaking about each other. Like, where is he? You think something happened to him? Miles is never late. In fact, he never does not attend. With 21, Micah and Oggy, you hear all of that. But as you look to the back of the crowd, sitting in the very far back in the corner, all by his lonesome, is an individual kind of with a cloak around. It's a little bit high around his neck, but both of you instantly recognize that man. He has, well, it's not a man. It is a sun elf with blazing blonde hair, sharp features, someone that recognized immediately to the...
Devil?
Devil? Is that you?
This man. Devil, sitting all the way in the back. As you guys kind of eye him, he looks back and he gives you all a wink before he sits back down and kind of leans back as he sits to enjoy the show as well amongst the audience. With that, the rest of you guys see the prosecution finally kind of get up. Apologies for being late, but this was very last minute and I was the only stand-in. But yes, I'll be representing the prosecution of this instant pain of the trades ward. Kylie just goes, whatever it is, as long as we can get things along. Now we are late and we've already done our opening statements. So I believe we'll go right ahead instead and skip your statement so that we can move along with this trial. Now I'm sure you, the prosecution is here, as she looks towards the court, to do their job properly without any other incident. I'm sure they are here to prove, for the benefit of the doubt, that instead the suspects are going to be guilty of said crimes that will be mentioned in this trial. With that, we shall begin. And she sits back down.
Should we take 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Away and I need to go let my dog out.
Okay, no problem. With that, I think we can start first with the people that are still here. The prosecution stands up first and just goes, we would like to call some witnesses there to provide some background as to the situation that night. We'd first like to call upon, I'm going to roll a d6. Wait, should be, yeah, this should be enough. Well, yeah, let's just add Mecca inside just in case. Okay, Tortilla, are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
You see Winston this tall, gangly man look towards the witness stands towards you, in fact, and just goes, I would like to summon Fortia to the witness stands, please.
What? Okay. Sure.
All right. So, Fortia, you are the first called up. Barnabas comes up to you, and he's a little bit shorter than you, definitely about 2 feet. But he seems to have a warm, kind of gentle demeanor as he heads up to you, holds out the book, and just goes, all right, you need to swear to tell the truth, but nothing but the truth.
All right, I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
Do you?
Oh,
Do you? Deep down as the character.
Deep down as my... I'll think about it. Sounds like a commitment to me.
No. Do you?
Do I?
Do you really, or do you think he might hold some things back? Or do you, not hold something back, do you think he might lie?
Let me think. What's there to lie about?
Up to you?
Yeah, I'll tell the truth.
All right.
There's nothing to lie.
You put your hand on the book, and he just smiles and he just looks at you and just goes, very well. Heads back towards the stands next to the judge. So, with that, Winston just looks towards you, Fortia, and just goes, Miss Fortia, please introduce yourself to the court. Who are you, and what is your relation with the suspects?
I'm Fortia. I am the cleric of the Morning of Spies, and these are my friends. We have had, well, how do I put this? We helped the oh my god, I don't know what to say. I'm tongue-tied as shit. Sorry, what?
No, just...
Oh my god, I'm tongue-tied. No, I see that thing. Anyway, we I was part of the group that helped the city. As you all know, recently we have been dubbed as the heroes of the Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all. There is.
Right. Winston then just goes, very well. Then, Miss Fortia, can you please tell us what you saw on the night of the murder?
There's nothing much to see. I had a dance with my friend Augie. There were drinks. And then, of course, I see, Mara in the distance. I'm not sure. Well, she made an announcement of that about Derlin and what he did. There was this chandelier burst, and the man fall dead. And that's all there is. That's all I remember, really.
And Winston almost seems to smart as you say that. He just goes, so you did see him fall dead, yes?
I mean, I see him fall dead. I don't see any one causing it. He just falls.
And with that, he just goes, no, it is quite all right. As long as you saw him die, you saw it physically happen in front of you.
I mean, as much as I can, it was quite a distance.
All right, that is all. And Kylene Samuhav turns towards the defense. Micah, are you there?
Yep, I am.
Vincent just looks at you. Micah, is there anything you would like to say, or you think I should say on your behalf?
Are we allowed to? We're supposed to question Fortia, is it?
Yeah, you're allowed to make a statement. Either have question. Yeah, you either have either if you want, you can have questions for Fortia, or make us. Up to you. Yeah, mostly it's questions.
Mm-hmm.
And Vincent just goes, if you're not sure, I can help out.
Go ahead, Mr. Trench. I'm here to assist you after all.
All right. Vincent immediately stands up and just goes, all right, Miss Fortier, can you confirm then that you did see the body?
Yeah.
And can you confirm then that you did not witness our suspects here committing any sort of murder?
She was quite distant. She was talking to, well, I point at Ilintra right there. She was talking to her. And
you can see Winston immediately put his hands up. Objection! Your Honor, that has nothing to do pertaining to the case.
How can that not be?
He just starts looking at his notes. And Kylie just looks. Look, she was just there at, we are trying to, trying to make sure that she is a witness that saw the body. That is all. We just need to be sure that there was a murder being made.
Well, Mr. Payne, I believe everyone can agree there was a body. As to whether the body was the result of a murder or not, I think this question, Ms. Fortier's answer is relevant. We are here to ascertain if he
and you
was
see
or was not
Kylie
murdered.
immediately point the gavel onto the table. Order in the court. Objection is rejected. All right. Please go ahead with your questioning. And Vincent just goes, all right, thank you. Payne just smarts at the entire thing as he's unsure what to do next. Vincent just goes, well, since you did not see any sort of murder, can you perhaps then say that your friends had nothing to do with it? Where were they?
Well, Comrade Roy is like right next to me. Huggy was still dancing. Alex has been eating. Micah was standing right next to Mara, I believe.
It's all right. Just the two of them, not all of your friends in the world, just the two of them. But with that, I think we can bear proof that Fortia not only bore witness to the crime when it happened, but that she did not see the witnesses commit any crime. And with that, Kylie Simmerhelp just looks towards the prosecution. Well, is there anything else, prosecutor? If not, we'll move on with the next witness. He just thinks to himself for a second. I'm going to roll something for him. So with the 7, he'll just goes, no more questions, Your Honor. With that, for here, you are asked to move back to the witness stands. And this time, the defense can call out a witness if they like. Micah, your choice. You can choose to call any witness amongst the witness stands. You are also technically a witness, so you can technically ask Vincent Trench to question you if you like.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, like what you're doing right now is trying to make your friends look good and to make any sort of crime that they may or may not have committed, like not feasible by them. So it's up to you. Would you like to choose someone, or do you want to roll randomly for Vincent? Remember, you have some evidence as well and certain things that you can use to your advantage. But I'll let you lead the questioning then.
I got you there.
I'm still
She's
here.
thinking. She's thinking.
I don't think calling Elementra out right now is a good idea. Yeah.
You need character witnesses, you can always call your friends.
Oh, God. Guys,
If you
what do
need
you
something to kind of like press onto about something else besides your friends, you can always check with the
You
others.
can ask me what I was doing, I guess, because I didn't actually do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually a good idea, yeah.
That is correct.
We'll call Mara.
Well, David mentioned it too.
Oh, so yeah, you tell Vincent to call Mara this time, like, so you're up to questions then. Mara, you see Vincent, take the note. He stands up and just calls, the defense would like to call Mara to the stands for questioning as a witness. And with that, you get brought out as well, sworn as well. Mara, you swear to speak the truth and nothing but the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I swear.
All right.
Then
Deep down, no, nothing to hide, right?
Yeah.
All right. So with that, Mara, you can start with your line of questioning.
Oh, you mean you? Alright.
Remember that you're trying to prove without a reasonable doubt that she is innocent.
did you kill the man? Oh.
Well, I suppose let's get this out of the way then. Did you kill him?
I did not.
At the time of his death, what were you doing?
I was speaking to Lady Ilintra.
Anything else?
You can ask what Lily tried to say to Mara, or maybe, you know.
Could you tell me what sort of conversation you were having with Lady Lilandra?
You see Winston Payne immediately stand up. Objection! It's already said that they have a conversation. It does not matter whether they were talking about the weather, about their favorite animals.
Actually, Mr. Payne, I understand that Lady Lilandra is the one who accused Mara of this murder. Perhaps the subject of that conversation
You
could shed some light.
Make me a persuasion check. So you have advantage, and you have what else? Huh?
I have a +5 in my advantage.
Yeah.
+5, you better not fail. My God.
48 or 29.
24, so 29. So I guess we just roll a d20 minus this one. Oh wow. Okay, so altogether the total is still 26, 27? Yeah, 27. With that, let's see here. Yeah, Kylene will go sustained. All right. No, with that, please let us know what you spoke about with Miss Elentra. Prosecutor, please figure out to yourself. And you see Vincent Payne just starts going back down into his desk again. Leans down. So continue.
Oh. Shared personal history.
I see. And this personal history was negative?
I think that was quite clear to anyone who was there, yes.
When did you realize that Lord Dylan was no longer with us?
When he dropped dead, really. I was in a heated conversation. I didn't realize until it actually happened.
Vance? No. If you don't mind asking, if you don't mind elaborating a little about your shared negative history, do you believe it has anything to do with the trials?
I can see I had confronted the deceased earlier in the evening, and they were just about to walk away. So I can see how it looks. But I wasn't even next to him. I don't understand how I could have done it without being seen. To answer your question, no, I don't think so.
Michael will look at Vincent to see if he has it.
Vincent just shrugs. I think this goes pretty well. Is there anything else you want to do?
Thank you. Thank you for your honesty.
All right. So, as you're done with your line of questioning, Kellington goes. Now, prosecution, would you like to have questions for Miss Mara? She sit back down, Mike. Winston just starts shuffling through his notes and starts reading things and just goes, you said you had some negativity with this Derlin. Could you perhaps elaborate again as to what these negative feelings were and how strong were they during that time?
So I asked Mr. Payne how this is relevant, since Mara was not speaking to the deceased at the time.
No, but she was speaking to Miss Elentra, as you just said. So this is pertinent to the case, yes?
Should you not be asking if what negative relationship she had with Miss Elentra instead?
Oh, I thought perhaps there was some negativity with the dead. Do you have any with? Just looks towards you, Mara.
I won't deny it. We're all here for the truth after all.
So yes, I would like to know. In fact, the court would like to know.
I don't know if this is allowed, but if you'd like to ask me about our history.
You want to start from the beginning?
Oh, no, not necessary. We have all of that, Miss Mara. What we are concerned with right now is how angry were you, or this negative feeling, you said? How much and why was it?
He tried to kill me once, and
Ooh, there is a moment in the crowd. And he just smiles. Interesting. And you have these negative feelings. Could you perhaps describe them?
I'm sorry, Mr. Payne, but aren't we here to get facts instead of feeling?
You see Kylie somehow just kind of grabs the gravel. The objection denied. Unfortunately, this is all very indeed pertinent to the case. She just looks towards Mara. Please let the court know how you were feeling during the time of the murder.
did I want him to die at the time or before? And all the moments leading up to that? Yes.
There is another huge murmur in the crowd. So did you have the same feelings when he died as well? In fact, when it happened, were you perhaps happy that it happened?
I think anyone who was there can attest to the fact that I was, in fact, not feeling happy.
So you were not happy, in fact, that this happened. Why is that?
I think when you've been with someone for a while, regardless of what they did to you, those feelings just don't disappear.
So what did you feel instead?
Grief. It was my entire world once, and I lost it. I
And
lost everything.
you are now feeling angry or sad about losing these things?
Mr. Payne is now
Sad. But maybe more angry than he just died, and I couldn't get closure.
Ooh, I see. Closure is what you wanted for perhaps a lifetime of unhappiness with this man, I see. Oh, all right then. Thank you very much, Your Honor. And she just smiles as he starts writing down notes into the... I have no more questions. And with that, Mara, you are led back out towards the suspect stands. The prosecution will now call the next witness. 1, 2, 3, 6. And he smiles this time as he looks directly across from the prosecutor's stand, directly towards you, Micah, and just goes, "The prosecution would like to call Micah Took to the witness stand, please."
What? Yeah?
Vincent Tran just looks at you, just goes, "You have no choice, really. I will run the defense as per usual."
Then they...
Yep. Truth and nothing but the truth, Micah. Yep. Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. All right.
There's nothing to lie about.
True. With that, Winston kind of looks up through his papers, and you see him kind of put his glasses up, and you see that the instant shine of a nerdy anime guy that basically kind of like got something up his sleeve. As he looks towards the notes and towards you, Micah. Micah, please, would you like to introduce yourself? Who are you, and who are you related to the suspect?
My name is Micah Took. I am on sabbatical from the Silvery Moon Watch. Mara and Comrade are my friends. We are part of the group that is known as the Heroes of Waterdeep. Does that introduction suffice, Mr. Payne, or?
Yes. Anything else? Are you very close with the suspects, perhaps? Is it just a work relation, or is there something more personal?
As I said, they are my friends.
So very personal then.
Are you expecting me to say that friendship is a business transaction, Mr. Payne?
There are all sorts of friendships. Just wanted to know whether this relationship you had with with the suspect, was it very close, or is it just in passing?
I suppose it could be said to be close.
All right then, as you say. Well, Miss Micah, you were there as well during the incident?
Indeed, I was next to Mara.
And what did you see?
I saw Lady Imelintra throwing some accusations at my friend. And then there was a bit of a disturbance. And the next thing I knew, it seemed as though Lord Dillon had taken ill and passed out. Later found out he was dead.
Right. You said Miss Elintra was accusing someone?
Yes, I believe it was some rather personal accusations.
Well, do you remember what those accusations were?
If I recall right, she called her trash.
And why would you think that Miss Elentra, the wife of the deceased, would call someone trash? And who would she call trash, in fact?
I don't have to think, because that is what I heard her say. As to why, perhaps... I'm actually not certain. That would seem to be a question for Lady Elintra herself.
All right,
I
then
did,
we will.
after all, claim not to have met my friend before.
And that is what you hear? All of this before the incident occurred?
That is what I heard their conversation to be. Lady Elintra did later claim that she had no idea who Mara was, so I'm not sure why she would accuse a stranger.
Interesting. Well, would like to know where was Mara?
Where was Mara at the time? She was next to me and Lady Elintra, and quite focused on that conversation.
And where was Coleman?
You know, I'm actually not sure. I remember him being at the drinks table with us before he left to rejoin our friends, so I presume that is where he was.
So you're saying you do not remember seeing him?
He wasn't next to me, if that is your question.
He was not in the vicinity with you while Miss Elintra was having this spat with Miss Mara. He was, how can you say, not close by.
He had gone to speak to the rest of our friends at the time, so I do not believe he was.
He puts up his hand. Just goes, don't worry, we will ask him. But you do not remember seeing Coleman at all at any time? Don't remember seeing him nearby or anything?
Well, as to your first question, if I remember seeing Comrade at all at any time, yes.
So during this time, during this
time, as I said, we were together at the drinks table previous to this.
She goes, I'm not worried about what happened before, about now. When you were having this spat, Coleman was nowhere nearby, and
he
when
no?
and when you witnessed the body of Derlin fall, he was nowhere nearby as well.
Yes, you're correct. He was not near us.
That is interesting indeed. But I think that's all that we can get for now. Thank you very much, Miss Micah. And you can see Hyden goes over. Vincent Trench kind of looks a little bit concerned. And he looks towards you, Mara, and just goes, Mara, are you quite certain you cannot place Coleman anywhere, or you do not remember seeing him when the crime was committed, or when the deceased basically fell?
I cannot. He was with the rest.
Did you see that? He was with the rest? Yourself?
That would be my assumption. I was quite tied up at the time.
No, sorry, I'm asking Micah.
Oh, okay.
Wrong guy.
Same answer, actually.
So you did not see Comrade at all during that time when
we wouldn't have actually, because he really was next to, like, he really did get to the others, right? You said he couldn't approach any closer.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what others say about you. You as the character witness right now cannot place Comrade anywhere nearby. Is that correct?
Since I'm not lying, then yes. He was not near us.
Okay, I have to roll for Vincent to see whether he can turn this around if there's any way for him to. He just looks at you pretty concerned and just goes, I think I'm done with my questioning as well. With that, Micah, you also head back to his defense stand, and he just looks quite concerned as he ushers towards you. That could be a little hitch in the case right now, since you are one of the people that were there, and well,
it would make sense for me not to be able to see him, but I'm sure Fuxia or the others would have. Alex or Augie. I believe Fuxia mentioned that Comrade was with her at the time, in fact.
So who's the last person to see Comrade? He says. That's our next person that we should question.
Should be Fuxia.
And you say Fuxia can place Comrade right next to somewhere that she can see during the incident?
Well, if you recall her testimony, she mentioned that he was right next to her at the time.
All right. Yes, that is something that we don't have to worry too much about then, since it's already been testified about.
Yes, it's already been entered into the logs.
He goes, do you think there's anyone that we should speak to besides Fortia that can help place Comrade in a place where he might have an alibi?
Alexander was sober. You probably saw him as well. Augie was less sober, so...
Augie is very sober.
He was very sober. I made sure of it.
So Vincent just goes, Micah, I'll leave it up to you. You get to choose who amongst your friends is the better court witness for this. And it shouldn't be Fortia, since we already know, we already have a statement.
We'll call Alex then.
All right. Alex, you get called out to the court in front.
All right.
Oh God.
Alex,
The truth and nothing but the truth. Not gonna lie, Alex.
What? I don't have nothing to lie for.
Yeah, that is okay.
Why are you threatening me?
I always ask just in case, Because there is a spell that needs to be done. Well, anyway.
Okay.
So, Micah, you get to start the first round of questions. What would you like to ask Alexander?
Please don't ask any questions.
what? Don't ask me any questions. I can't do that.
You called the wrong person.
Oh no.
Maybe you get Alexander to introduce himself first.
Okay, so is it Barnabas?
Alexander will be... Did you introduce yourself? It is I.
All right. My name is.
It's I, Alexander. Nice to meet you.
My name is Alexander Harrison. I'm the cleric from the Tempest, and I'm also part of the heroes in the Waterdeep. All right, that's it.
Alexander, what did you see at the time of Lord Dylan's death?
In my perception, I will see. Well, based on my perception, I would say Alex will say that he saw his member. I see Cormon next to the Focha and Ogi. As my and I see Micah next to the Mara. And me myself, I was in the center on the left side near the dinner table. So basically, I'm at the center, so I can clearly see everyone. Mecca, you there?
Right. And did you see what happened to Lord Dylan?
In that time, I was see Lord Derlin. No, sorry, what again? What's his name again, Micah?
Dylan.
Lord Derlin is walking away from the Mara and Lady Lilitra, and suddenly, as he walked up to the stair, and he fall down to the ground, like drop, like some, I don't know, maybe some just drop.
Right. And do you believe Mara had anything to do with that?
In my experience with him in the battlefield, no, he can't possibly do that.
You can
He can't.
Well, you see Mara kill someone with vicious mockery before.
No, I don't know. In that inappropriate way, like the eye that I cannot notice.
Oh, that you cannot see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
that's true.
the Mara
That's true. Yeah, that's right. Nobody could definitely see it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know Bar. Come on. I have this over Looking at the bad character class, what the hell is it? Just kidding.
Right. And as you mentioned, Common was next to Fushia at the time, yes?
Yes.
Certainly too far to do anything?
From what I remember, he and Cormon and he, Ogi and Focha are basically at the edge. Maybe not at the edge, the dance floor. So from my measurement, yes, for me it's quite far away.
I mean, is there anything else that you believe might be relevant?
In my concern that during that time, I would say that Mara and Cormon does not do the murder. However, I concerned about Ilintra because I hear the conversation, like a very loud conversation between. Well, during after the death, she kept blaming Mara over and over the time, like she desperate. I mean, I can tell when they're desperate, but yeah, she sounds like that.
So you believe that Lady Ilintra decided to take this opportunity to blame someone she does not like?
I'm not sure if she have that mean in her, but
Objection! You hear Winston come out. Regardless who she blames, this has nothing to do with the murderer.
Mr. Payne, I was under the impression that feelings were important in this trial.
He goes, but these feelings are after. It's what happened before.
Yes, but Alexander here is testifying on what he believes Lady Ilintra felt and how she may have used those feelings to blame someone else when she saw the opportunity.
He goes, other people's feelings are not other people's reasons to do things. You can't put two and two together like that.
Isn't that what you did, Mr. Payne?
He goes, no, not yet.
I look at
Mr. Payne, I believe what is fair for the prosecution should also be fair for the defense. If you say that feelings are important in this trial, then we should take account all the feelings.
At this moment in time, Kylene Musawa has spams on the gavel again. All right then, order in the court.
Look, you may ask your witness about all the feelings they may have, but if you waste any more of the court's time, I will have you hounded. Do you understand? And you see Payne just goes, all right, you can ask whatever you want, sorry. Kimberly just turns towards the defense and just goes, all right, please continue and carry it up, get to your point.
Thank you, Lady Silver.
Go right ahead.
Alexander, will you answer the question?
Yes. In that time, as I was saying, she seems desperate that she pointed at Mara, who allegedly killed the Lord Derlin, which I do not believe that she can. I can. Yes, that's that's my answer.
Well, thank you, Alexander. Vincent, is there anything we would like to...
Vincent just beams, just goes, I think you did very well. Would you perhaps look into the business of working as an assistant PI?
I'll think about it.
I don't pay very well, but the experience, it's the best you can get in Waterdeep. But anyway, with that, the prosecution just looks towards Alexander, just scratches his head, just goes, no questions for Alexander. And with that, you are led back to the audience. So, the prosecution scratches his head and he thinks for quite a bit before it's done. And he stumbles a little bit before he looks over towards Barnabas and he smiles, almost kind of like to himself. He just goes, prosecution would like to call Captain Barnabas, the main investigator for for this case. And with that, Barnabas calls one of the other guards over to kind of help him get sworn in as well, and he does the same thing right in front of the witness stand. And Winston looks through his notes one more time and like ruffles through paper, drops a few things on the ground, like, Captain Barnabas, please explain to the court who you are and what your business is with the entire case. Barnabas goes, of course, I am Captain Barnabas Blastwind. I am a retired captain of the watch, but I sometimes come in for cases like this every so often. I was called in on Liarnus night for this murder of Derlin Swiftfeather, and I proceeded to interrogate witnesses as well as cast a little bit of magic with my instruments to figure out what was going on. And Vincent just goes, I see. So what did you find out? You said you used some magic or something? Barnabas just goes, well, most of the information that we've gotten from the witnesses, I'm sure they will provide as well. But most curious is the results of my tests with my wand of detect magic. You see, and he pulls it out. Oh, the crowd kind of looks at it. This wand here is no regular wand of detect magic. It lets me know where the source of the magic came from, as well as, well, for a duration where it might have come from. So, with that, I detected a little bit of traces of evocation magic on top of the body. I checked as well around the room and considered there was some evocation magic as well. On the shattered window that Miss Elentra had spellcasted. And there's a huge moment in the crowd. Then he just goes, but I did, however, find faint traces, very faint in fact, on Cormorant and on even fainter signature on Micah herself. The similarities between the faintness of the magic that was on Derlin's body and the one that was uncommon was most similar. Nothing like the almost destructive evocator magic that was used by Miss Lentra on the window. Winston kind of like goes through all of this and just goes, and you say the magic that's coming from the faint traces that you found were very similar, and there was no one else within the room that bore the same kind? Barnabas just goes, yes, could not find anything else that had similar magical signatures. Most commonly, it would mean that the source came from Comrade. But other than that, as to what spell it was, I unfortunately do not know. It is kind of magic that is beyond me and might perhaps need some expert witnesses. And Payne just goes, all right then, we'll see whether that's necessary. But you did say that there is definite magical connection. So this magic that was found on Derlin, is it the magic that caused him to die? And he just goes, well, there was no wounds on the body, and there is no external sort of evidence that the body was touched in any way, physical or not. But there was damage done to the brain. After the post-mortem, we checked that the brain, there was an aneurysm, a little bit of a blood clot appeared, and that was the cause of death. Now, such a blood clot can usually be caused by a lot of things, but one that is done by magic usually is created almost instantly, and it's usually quite fresh and new, unlike any other that may have grown over a time. So yes, it is most likely that this magic is the one that caused the death of Derlin. And there's a murmur in the crowd, and Winston almost seems to be like smiling in victory as this is said out loud. Winston just goes, well, is there anything else you think you can assist with helping through the case about who killed this man? Barnabas just looks up towards the stands, towards you, Mara and Comrade, and just looks back and just goes, I do not have yet a corresponding motive. As to the reason why such a thing may have occurred, there was no such connection with the Comrade and Derlin. However, Mara's connection is what is most concerning, and the fact that it was a friend and ally of hers that possibly was the one that created this magic, or I would say most likely, then, well, perhaps both of them are not wrong. Maybe just one of them. And he looks towards Mara and kind of just smiles. Almost kind of this gentle, warm smile, like he understands. But he just goes, however, an investigator, captain I am, I must still do my job. Must do it as dutifully as possible. So that is my concern. Other than that, I will let the court decide who the killer is. And he stands up. Winston just goes, all right, I have no more questions. Anything on your side, Micah? If not, Vincent will go for it.
I do have a question.
Yep.
A few questions. First of all, Captain Rostwind.
Yes.
You mentioned that you interviewed other eyewitnesses.
That is correct.
Did you also use any magic to ascertain that they were telling the truth?
That is correct. I did.
You did.
Oh, no, not the truth. Not the truth. He goes, no, not the truth, but whether there was any magic on them. The truth is something that I unfortunately can only pertain to.
So when you interviewed Mara and Comrade, you did not attempt to find out if what they were saying was accurate.
Well, as accurate as I can be from what is reported. What I've already reported, I've already said is as accurate as I could.
You mentioned your wand allows you to detect the kinds of magic they use and where they originate from.
That is correct.
And the magic that you detected was of the evocation school?
That is correct.
And you saw traces of said evocation magic on Comrade Mara and myself?
Repeating the things that I've said, but yes, correct.
Right.
Oh, not you, not you. It's on Common, Mara, and on
Ilintra.
no, on the body, on the body. Yeah, these three only.
Mr. Blastwind, are you aware that evocation magic can be used to cure injuries?
Yes, and it can also be used to kill.
That is true, but you are uncertain as to what sort of magic it was. I mean, whether the magic was to kill or not. And as I recall, both Mara and Comrade are worse than healing.
He goes, no, the damage that was done to Derlin was not healing of any sort. It created some sort of a growth in his head which caused him to die. That was definitely quite, well, this wouldn't be done from a healing spell. This would be more something that caused damage.
Yes, but you're not sure what sort of spell.
The spell caused that damage. I did not say Corman casted it, but I didn't say...
So you're saying that the magic that was used on Lord Dylan could have come from some other source?
No, I said it came from Cormorant. The source is from Cormorant.
Oh boy.
How certain are you that that is the magic that he cast? And
He goes as certain as one can be. There is no lie in this.
have you considered that your wand might be a bit defective? From what I recall of evocation magic,
He puts his...
always
yeah.
leaves a physical mark.
He just goes, not all magic does that. Unfortunately. I've seen many things. I've seen many things in my life, and there are many kinds of magic that do not leave a mark. Evocation is one of them. It is very possible, in fact, that a sorcerer with the subtle spell is able to make things invisible.
That is true, but invisibility is not of the evocation school, and evocative magic always causes...
He goes, oh, no, sorcerers can do it with any sort of magic.
Alright, Mr. Captain Blastwind, could you name one evocative spell that causes physical
He
damage?
goes, look, regardless about what spell you may or may not think it is, we do not know what spell it is. However,
Yes,
the spell does come from Cormorant. Whether it was a healing spell or not, we can definitely determine that it was not. Without having to give you any sort of details into it from the murder case, but I will if I have to, then yes. There is no doubt from the truth that this magic came from Cormorant. This magic was deadly, and this magic, well, we all could not see it. Yes, but it was there, and the source came from Cormorant. And that was what led to the death.
But Eddie, there is no evocation spell that doesn't leave physical marks, right?
So, if you check Mindslipper...
it's not...
Enchantment. It's enchantment.
enchantment, sorry, it's enchantment magic, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I keep saying evocation. It's enchantment magic. Sorry.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, I
but
keep mixing...
Blastwind was very...
Oh,
early on it being evocation.
Yeah.
Yeah, blur already. Sorry. It's like evocation. Okay, yeah. Enchantment. Sorry, it's enchantment magic. Yeah. So both the enchantment magic is the shame. It's the shame.
Calling Eddie in the court.
Yeah,
I did not go to college of Strixhaven. Very sorry, lor.
so in the court, BuzzFeed is like, oh, actually, it's enchantment. Sorry, yeah.
Sorry. But yes, it is enchantment. Yeah. Also, the spell that I can't keep getting everything up. The spell that Elantra cast was evocation, so nothing to do with each other at all. Yeah.
But then earlier he said Elantra didn't cast any spells, right?
She did. Evocation. The shatter spell that destroyed the window.
Yeah, she did, but he said she didn't.
No, he did.
He did.
Just now you said he only traced on Mara, Cormorant, and Dylan.
He did. Yeah, cut off.
Yeah. Can we go?
The traces of.
Can we just go over what he actually said and what he didn't? Sorry. Because this has been.
Okay. All right. I mean, to your knowledge, and this is what he says. Okay. Doesn't matter. The magic that is on Dylan and Common and Mara is separate from Elantra, so don't even need to put those two together. Don't even worry about that. It's evocation and what is separate. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
The only magic that he's talking about that is this enchantment magic that is on Mara, on Common, and on Dylan. So you might want to start your line of questioning again. I don't know, up to you.
Oh God. Hang on, give me a moment. I am super confused now.
Okay. So what are you confused about?
Hang on. Okay. So now
what are you confused about?
He's changing what he said to say that he saw enchantment magic, right? Sorry, you're changing what he said.
Yes. So it's enchantment magic.
Magic.
Yes. I am changing it. I'm the one who made a mistake. I'm so sorry. Okay, it's my fault. I'm sorry as the DM. Okay, so I'm very sorry.
I'm trying to figure out what.
I'm very sorry. All right. Blame me. I'm the one.
It's fine. I'm trying to.
Okay, not the court. Blame me. The DM. DM made a mistake.
Okay. If that's what he said, I don't think he would have pursued that, right?
Yes. So you can definitely go ahead and talk about something else.
Shit.
Yeah. Go ahead. Now that you understand, yeah.
Okay. So whether he interviewed other eyewitnesses, no.
Yeah, I keep saying evocation. Evocation is like it's enchantment.
Right. Mr. Blostwind. Okay, so we're starting over, right? Okay.
Sure.
So, Captain Blostwind.
Yes, everything that you said. Yes.
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 Oh boy, don't see me.
And yes, I is the one who detected the magic on Dylan and on Mara and on Common.
Yes, and the magic you detected on Mara it was.
Enchantment, yes, as mentioned.
And it was aimed at Dylan?
No. Not aimed. Just faint traces of it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what you're saying is that Mara couldn't have done this to Dylan.
He goes. That's not what I said. Just that there are faint traces on both of them, but much fainter on Mara. That is for sure. And the source still would have come from Cormorant.
The source of the enchantment magic on Mara came from Cormorant?
Yes, correct.
Wait, sorry, out of game. Why?
Do you want to know, or do you want?
Yeah, wait. I wanted to know what did Cormorant cast?
What was the possibility?
Oh, but isn't the telepathic thing your Asmar thing?
It's a Aberrant Mind thing. That's not a spell.
Oh, sure.
It is not a spell, but the faint traces of evocation magic of enchantment magic that is very faint.
Okay.
Like there is a connection.
Okay.
But not a spell per se.
Okay. Not sure if. Alright, but I wouldn't know anyway.
Well, you have a bit of an idea.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think that that was a spell anyway.
Hmm. Like to you guys, it's not so mechanically like, oh, he must have cast this spell in order for this thing to happen. No, in the world of magic and fantasy where we are doing role play right now, the magic is magic, and connections with magic can kind of linger, even if they are separate.
So, Captain Blastman, do you believe that Cormorant would have done something to Lord Dylan?
It is not a matter of what I believe, really. I have investigated evidence that proves that it is very likely that it is Cormorant. Whether that I believe he is, and this looks at the Cormorant almost sad. Deserving of his fate is something else entirely.
Can you tell me why you believe that Cormorant would have hurt Lord Dylan?
He looks up towards Tom and Amara, some sort of connection with the both of them. Not just French like you, the rest of you. Something a lot closer, something almost primal. I don't know how to explain it. But this connection with the both of them is much stronger than any of you.
Primal,
And
could you elaborate further on that?
as I said, I do not know, but it does seem to be something special, something unique between the both of them that I can see. And I can call it a City Watch situation. That, well, they're a lot closer than they seem. As to what I think, more than likely, well, collaborators. As to what end, I do not know. But I do know that more than likely, if there was a dispute between such a collaborator of Cormorant, perhaps this dispute turned personal and things went out of control.
So you believe this was some kind of accident?
Because unfortunately, the casting of a spell is quite intent. The magic that comes from Arcana is very detailed. It's like instructions. You can't accidentally do something unless it is written in there accidentally. A spell like that to kill someone, to do damage of any sort, or even just to warp someone's mind, it's very intentful as to what it's supposed to do.
And you believe that due to some sort of primal connection between Cormorant and Mara?
Well, I didn't exactly say primal, but all I'm saying is the words that I entailed were a little bit more unique than that. They are closer in retrospect than the rest of you guys. They will share a connection that is more than friendship.
Are you suggesting that it is romantic?
He goes, I'm not suggesting anything, just that it is definitely closer than the rest of you.
There's a lot of suggestions there, Captain Blastman. Could you tell me if you managed to look into Mara's testimony? I believe she did give you
Yes,
quite a
that is
lot of
correct.
information.
That is correct.
And what have you discovered in your investigations?
Regarding
Regarding her testimony, I presume you
regarding
collaborated.
everything that she's mentioned, or only pertaining to this case.
Do you believe there are parts of her testimony that did not pertain to this case?
That is a few. Well, not much really. But if you wish to know about everything, all I can say is her testimony has basically not given me any clear sight into or what was the reason for this death. All I can know, well, all I can see is that there is one. The reasons behind it, unfortunately, it still evade me.
So what you're trying to tell me is that as the lead investigator of this case, you were unable to find a clear motive.
He peers up a little bit at you. Are you saying that perhaps I should go back into retirement? And the crowd starts laughing.
Actually,
Right.
I believe
Well,
this
Captain.
Wow.
Well, Captain, if that is your belief,
maybe you do.
Captain,
He goes, we
if
don't
you
want
believe that your investigation was lacking and you need to go back into retirement, that is, of course, entirely your own judgment.
He goes, that is true indeed. All right then. But yes, you are correct. I do feel that this was a very tough case. Never seen anything like it. Even pulled out the old one for it, and still it defeats me. And he looks up towards stands again towards Corwin and Moran. Perhaps it is a good thing that it does.
Vincent, are there any questions you wish to place to Captain Blastwind?
He just kind of stands up and just looks a little bit at Blastwind's kind of input shit. He just looks at Blastwind, just goes, Captain Blastwind, how long have you been working for the City Watch, and would you say your work has been exemplary such so far? He stands up, like proudly just puts out the City Watch kind of emblem on his shoulder and just goes, I've been working with the City Watch for the past 58 years and have never, faltered in my step whatsoever. This is, yes, this is probably the only time that I've probably made of such a blunder, yes. I will reconsider, but know this, I still found I still think I found the killer, regardless. Why they did it, who knows? I'll leave that for you all and the jury to decide. And Vincent just goes, I have no other questions. Kimlin, Kylene, someone else just goes, all right, with that, I think we'll take a short break and let the sides discuss a little bit. I too need a little bit of a short break. We'll be back to the courthouse shortly. And yeah, the doors are open. You guys, Coleman and Mara are led back into the cells for safety.
Yeah, Khalid Sumuhev comes back in for the second round of the court proceedings. Who would you like to call for your character witness next?
That's right. Sure.
Yep, you guys.
We will be calling Comrade, actually.
All right, Comrade, you get brought up. The whole truth and nothing but the truth again.
Yep. No, as I leave the stand, I'm going to start telepathic speech with Mara, just for the time being.
Yep.
I will take the oath and I will mean it.
Okay. So, with that, how would you like to begin?
Right. Rich, what motive could you have had to kill Dylan?
I have no motive to kill him. I didn't want him dead.
Did you plan to kill him?
No, I had no plan to kill him.
Did you kill him?
I will ask. In Cormoran's mind, if the sun rises in the west.
I will answer Mara's question out loud. No.
Mm-hmm. So in the same time that Mara is asking the same question, okay, so you intend to tell the truth, but not.
So I'm not answering, I'm choosing not to answer Micah, but I am answering Mara.
Okay, sure.
So, yeah. But of course, Mara's speaking only into my head, so yeah.
Yep.
So my answer out loud is no.
What spell did you cast on that night?
I will ask, what spell did you use to attempt to divine the intentions of the doppelgangers in the yawning portal?
That night, I cast Detect Thought.
I have no more questions. Vincent?
Vincent looks at you. You think that's enough? Yeah, I think that's it. No more questions. And Kylie goes over to the prosecution. Winston looks towards Corman, and under the grim glasses that shine, he just goes, "All right, Corman. So, what were you doing there that night?"
I believe myself and the other members of the Pentacle Raiders were invited as the heroes of Waterdeep.
And did you see the incident when it occurred, when Derlin fell to the ground?
I did. I was in the crowd on the dance floor, but there was a bit of a ruckus immediately before when Mara confronted Lady Lilintra and Lord Derlin. So attention was drawn there. I saw him fall. But at the time, I did see Mara speaking rather urgently with Lady Lilintra. They seemed to be having words.
I see. And you were nowhere near the body at this time?
No, I was with my companions, Lady Forsha, Sir Augie, and Sir Alexander.
Okay.
And we were on the dance floor some distance away.
I see. And you said the only spell you casted tonight was Detect Thoughts, correct?
That was the answer I gave.
All right. So, with that, he thinks to himself for a second. Why do you think then Derlin died?
I will ask him to clear his mind. Hmm.
Please answer the question. So what do you think?
Well, you're asking me to speculate. Let me gather my thoughts, if you don't mind.
Hi, chat.
The gavel pounds as Kylene goes, "Excuse me, please answer the question. Suspect, we are not here all waiting for you to gather your mind. Tell us exactly what you think right here and right now. If it is nothing, it is nothing."
I can't say with certainty. I did see him fall.
You seem to be stammering, Mr. Coverin. Is there anything you're hiding from the crowd? Five, four, three,
I
two,
will say to
one.
him, why is the sky blue?
I'm not sure. Sorry, wait, are you asking me, is this in respect to, because he's asked another question since.
Oh, Dai, ask the other one.
Which one?
The one that I just pinged you.
Prosecution would like to object, Miss Kylie Silverhally. It seems the suspect is stalling for time. If he does not wish to answer immediately after I ask,
Mr.
we will
Payne.
move on with the next question then.
Mr. Payne, I believe you asked the suspect to speculate. I think it would be wise for you to allow him time to gather his thoughts.
Kylene Silverhand spams to her gavel on the ground. You have given Mr. Corbett enough time, and I have warned him as such. Defense, you can let the suspect know again that if he does not wish to cooperate and he answer immediately or as such, we will move on.
Okay, sorry, I apologize, Your Honor. If the prosecution could repeat the question.
He goes, what do you think is the why do you think Derlin died that day?
I will say in comments mine, why is the sky blue?
I don't know, will be my answer to Mara's question.
Well, again, it's not very helpful. And you didn't kill him, yes?
That was the answer I gave earlier.
No, it wasn't. You said no.
What was your question? Sorry?
I asked whether you didn't kill him, yes?
Yeah. That was the question. I mean, I believe the defense, Micah, asked me the same question earlier.
You seem to be stammering a lot, Mr. Colbert, but regardless, I see a lot is on your mind. That is all.
Well, yes, I am a bit uncomfortable.
Of course, I understand. What again is your connection with Miss Mara?
We are members of the Pentacle Raiders. Therefore, we've worked together to save the city. I've quite literally put my life on the line and lost it.
Seriously, adventurous, comets and arms, pretty much like most of the other adventurers around in the city. Not a common sight, but not rare indeed. Yes, the heroes of Waterdeep. So, just besides, your working experience, nothing else? Nothing, how would Barnabas say, more unique than that?
Mr. Payne, are you trying to get at something?
No, I would just like to ask about the relationship that Barnabas was perhaps pertaining to. He didn't mention it directly. Perhaps I would like to ask Mr. Conrad instead.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But what I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand the meaning of your question.
I think Mr. I'm sorry, Mr. Payne. You want to ask Comrade what Mr. Blastwind believes his relationship is to Mara.
Oh no, not exactly that. I'm just asking what Coleman thinks his relationship is with Mara. Is there anything else besides a colleague type relationship? We are trying to instigate whether Barnabas is truthful with his words after all.
Well, I can tell you that Mara and I have put our lives on the line for each other in the course of our work. That obviously entails a level of friendship and camaraderie. But beyond that, I'm not sure I understand what Mr. Blastman was getting at.
Well,
perhaps we should ask Mr. Blastman instead.
From what I can tell, it's just insinuation on his part. I was listening when he spoke, and he did not lay down anything concrete as to the nature of my relationship with Mara.
Well, we're not asking about that. We are actually asking about you. So right now, can I ask instead, what do you think if there was any? Do you think there is none, just a regular relationship?
As I said, we are companions, and I mean, as I said, we put our lives on the line for each other. That obviously entails a level of closeness, but as I said, beyond that, I'm not sure what you're asking.
Well, you casted a spell, is that correct? That evening, detect thoughts, correct?
That was the answer earlier.
And who did you cast this detect thoughts on?
I will ask in Coleman's mind. What is my name?
I cast it on Mara. No, but I thought it'd be Mara.
You need a wisdom saving throw.
No, I just say Mara. Okay.
So you casted it on Mara? You said this detect thoughts.
As I said before.
All right, then.
Mr. Payne, are you alright? You seem to be repeating.
Well, we are waiting very long for Corbin for his answer, so I'm just waiting on him.
I understand, but you seem to be asking the same question over and over again and wasting Judge Silverhelm's time.
Silverhelm just kind of looks at this. Prosecution, do you have anything going about this? He just goes, well, it just seems that there might be something with Corbin and Mara we're trying to figure out at the moment. But if it's just a regular relationship and, well, you have nothing to do with that night, then he just thinks to himself, I'm going to roll a wisdom saving throw for him.
Mr. Payne, I suggest you go out and get some friends.
Ooh, with a 13, he just goes, No, this is my first case. I can handle myself.
Perhaps you should sit down and drink some water.
I have. You see his entire jar is already empty, and he's just like, Barnabas rolls over with a small jug from the side. Here you go. He just, look, all right, okay, I have just one or two more questions. And at this time, Kalin just goes, well, if you have nothing concrete, we shall move on. Is there anything else, Payne? He looks around, just goes, no, I think we'll go on with our next witness. With that, Corbin, you are also led back to counter. Right. And at this point in time, Winston looks through the crowd and decides to call out. I'd like to call out Miss Elintra for witness. And she starts making her way idly, slides up towards the witness stand. She gives you all, well, she actually does not look at you all at all. Just this side glance and a smirk, but she does not look at you all in the face. She looks towards Payne instead and just goes, I will answer any question you deem that is necessary of me. I want just to ensure the death of my husband is
Sorry, is that
there is some justice in it.
sorry?
So sorry. I'm
Ellen
putting
or
it. Yeah, the
Ellen?
other one. Sorry.
Okay, okay.
Oh my God, I put out the other one. Yeah.
Helen, please.
Helen, please.
Helen, please step back. Yeah, Lintra gets pulled up. So Winston goes through the line of questioning, basically tells her, introduce herself, and she tells, I'm Lintra. I am the husband of Dylan Swiftfeather,
Wow.
lady of the Swiftfeather household. I was there when it all happened. In fact, I was alive. And yes, there was a lot of commotion and a lot of name calling, and Angus was fled, but none of it should ever have been a death been necessary. It's too uncalled for. And my husband, of all things, what will our family do? And Kane just goes, oh, there, don't you worry. You may be a widow now, but you're still very beautiful, Miss Lintra. I'm sure you'll be able to move on with your life. Lintra just smiles and just goes, thank you for your kindness. Kane just, well, Miss Lintra, there has been a lot of talk tonight about your spat with Miss Mara about your husband, and supposedly what could be some sort of relationship with Mara. Perhaps you would like to inform the crowd about this. She looks up towards you, Mara, and smiles, almost this wicked smile, as she is about to prepare an entire tell-all about your backstory to the entire crowd of public of Waterdeep for all to hear.
Okay.
She goes, I married Dylan at a young age. He was courting me, and he was quite kind. We became very close, introduced him to my family, and things went very well. Until a certain point in time, things weren't always so happy. And Derlin took it upon himself to aid me. We got into a little bit of financial issues dealing with that. And Derlin, well, he was there for me the whole time. What really happened was quite devastating indeed, but it aided me, these people. They took something out of me, something that I never needed. My fear, my angers about things that were unnecessary, all my desperate attempts and needs and wants just flew out the window, and I felt finally like who I was supposed to really be. And what was left, well, just a pale shell. But I casted that aside. And that shell took it upon herself to come back into my life again and take, well, she's already taken so much before she was with me, but now she wishes to take more fields. Like, I know that she's got something to do with it, and I know that he, she, they were one of them. They were the only ones. I could feel it. After the spat, after her trying to air our past, the past that I so sorely wanted to leave behind, become a better woman as I am truly right now in front of all of you.
See Micah's eyebrows just raise.
I just want justice for my husband's death. Truly. And Payne just asks, and who do you think did it? And why? She goes and points towards the two of you, Mara and Conrad. It was they. They perpetrated it. And they did it because they were jealous. That is what I think. Jealous of who I've become. Jealous of my husband's wealth, of his nobility. And they just wanted to pay us back in kind. So, good on you. She just starts sobbing. You've done it. You've taken him away from me. And now, I hope they take something away from you too. And with that, she stands. All right. First defense, is there anything you would like to ask?
I have many questions. Lady Lilintra,
Just looks at you, nods.
you claim that you took Mara out of yourself. That you believe her to be the worst parts of yourself. This is true?
She nods again.
And so, by this belief, you decided without proof that she is the one who killed your husband?
She looks. Proof or not, there was enough intent behind it. If it wasn't her, then it was her friend. If they were the only ones there.
Were we the only ones there, Lady Lilintra? Who else was around your husband at the time of his death?
And she just thinks to herself, yes, a lot of other people. But I could only see the both of them. Ever since Barnabas said it was magic coming from the both of you, I knew now.
The both of them? When exactly did... And who exactly are you referring to when you say the both of them?
She's mentioning Mara and Comrade. She points to them.
Could she see Comrade from where she was while she was arguing with Mara?
Are you asking her that?
Sure, I'll ask her that.
You ask her that. She goes, yes, I could see. He was a little bit far, but near enough.
And you saw him harm your husband?
She goes, no, I did not see that. I knew after.
Tell me, Lady Lilintra, how do you feel about Mara?
She goes, I didn't used to feel anything, but now just a quiet resentment.
I see. And if you didn't feel anything, could you explain to me why you decided to insult her during the night of the party?
Well, she was making a fuss in front of us and nobles, simply yelling out my husband's name. Who does she think she is?
Perhaps she's you.
She goes, what do you mean?
Did you not say that you took her out of you? That you cast her away?
Well, metaphorically.
Metaphorically?
Well, I casted her out, but not out of me.
Then who did you cast her out of?
Our household.
Your household. And, would you clarify as to who exactly she is?
Looks up. What do you mean? She's my sister.
She's your what?
She's my sister.
Mara even have a sister?
Yeah.
I mean, she has one sister and a brother. Yeah, you have a sister and a brother. And
Yeah.
why exactly did you cast your sister out of your house?
Because she was a spoiled brat.
Because she was a spoiled brat. You threw away your family because she was a spoiled brat.
Well, no, not like that. You see, we have a thing with our Elven household. She was young, and she was coming to my age, really. And being the eldest sibling in the house, we've had to teach a thing or two about her. She was wild, quite, well, uncivilized, really. Yes, we did.
And
She probably does not remember it, for she was quite young.
So, by your admission, you cast your young underage sister out into the streets alone, and you believe this makes you a better person?
She goes, it is part of our, how would you say, elven upbringing?
I do not recall such barbaric practices among the elves, but all right.
Well, these are per house of elves. Every elf house has its own different creed. Ours, unfortunately, well, requires her to go out there and figure herself out. She may spend 1,000, 2,000, a millennia, but she will sort herself out.
And so you tossed your sister out on the streets, as you said, so that she could sort herself out. And when I asked earlier, you said you didn't think of her at all.
Well, we try not to, but yes, most of the time we do not.
Huh. And so what you're saying is, the sister that you threw out on the streets, you believe that she's the one who murdered your husband. But you believe so because, what, she was wild? Uncontrollable? Do you have any actual evidence to suggest that she is in fact responsible?
Well, the only thing was Barnabas's detect with magic, and besides that, well, my own feelings.
Your own feelings towards the sister you threw away.
Aye, that is correct. Slight resentment.
I see, and you, based on this slight resentment, because if you recall, you were unaware of any investigation by Blastwind.
Sorry? Any investigation by Blastwind?
At the time that you accused her. So your accusation was based solely on your hatred of her.
Well, I accused her first, but until I found out from Barnabas that, well, that man Cormorant was involved, I do suspect that it was both of them somehow tied together. She may not have a hand in it, but she definitely played a part in it.
So you're saying, despite the fact that there is no evidence indicating that she is responsible, you still believe that she is?
Aye, that is correct. Because I know my sister, and she may have forgotten her way.
Can you still call her a sister after you threw her away like that?
She is what she is, unfortunately.
A hero?
Whatever it may seem to you. The rest of you?
And previously you mentioned that some people helped you in getting rid of her. Who exactly were these people?
Well, from what my husband informed me, clerics of some sort didn't really exactly, well, get into too much of an idea who they worshipped, but they knew things, and, well, they could do things.
Mm-hmm. Clerics had helped you get rid of your sister.
It wasn't that simple. There was a whole ritual and everything, and I was there, and from what I remember, well, she was taken, and they told her to leave, and then we had to leave, and that was pretty much it, and the ritual was done. But it was quite a private ritual, really, so...
Could you explain a bit more about this ritual? What was the point of it? It all seems unnecessarily complicated.
Well, it was similarly was coming of age of some sort, I think. Well, Derlin ran through with it with me, and there was a lot of mumbo jumbo that I didn't really understand. But at the end of it, well, this here sister of mine, this Mara, was left out there to fend for herself in the city. Yes.
A coming of age ritual, is this an elven ritual of some sort? And why are you unaware of the details?
Well, it is not exactly really, how would you say, something that is in my house per se. Well, it's a long story, but from what I can remember from Derlin, and he told me the most of it, and I was part of it somehow. I remember standing behind this here as well, like similarly, like some sort of circle fashion, and well, I passed out in between, and when I came to Derlin, kind of told me everything. Exactly as I said, it was some sort of elven, as she thinks to herself, ritual thing. And her eyes go a bit blurry for a second. It's been some time, I can't really remember now that I think about it.
Are you aware, Lady Imelintra, that your sister, as you claim her to be, was killed and then brought back to life?
She goes, well, that's the first I heard of it.
Interesting. Hey, was Derlin ever involved with cultists of Bane?
She goes, what? What is that?
Answer the question. Right.
Yeah, she goes, she doesn't know what is that. What are the cultists of Bane?
They're a death cult.
A death cult? Derlin wouldn't dare with a death cult. You must be... No.
In fact, we spoke to one of their clerics, as you call them. She mentioned your husband's name. And then she appeared to be quite surprised that Mara was alive.
You've met these clerics before?
They were trying very hard to kill us.
And you see, like, confusion wash over her face. I don't understand. Wait, what is... Unless... And a little bit of realization comes to her face. Everything was a lie? It is during this time that the prosecution goes, oh, where is this question line going? It seems that we seem to be going on a tangent here. Kylie will have just turns towards the turns towards the fence and turns with you guys. Is there any point into all of this? Is there anything to do with the case so far?
I believe it's Lady Ilintra is operating under some belief that. Sorry. It was to establish motive, but it appears that Lady Ilintra's memories may be shaky on certain.
Ooh, the crowd just goes around. It's like, objection! Are you saying that the witness's memory has been subjugated to some sort of change and alterment?
I believe that the witness's memory has been modified, perhaps by logic.
Oh, the crowd goes into gas. Kylie and Habermas just go, order in the court. Miss Elentra, do you feel all right? Do you feel not at all there? And she starts thinking to herself, I'm beginning to wonder about a lot of things recently, now that Berlin's not around. And just looks up towards Mara and is like, are you and I not sisters?
No, we were never sisters. We are the same person.
She stands up. With tears running down her face, she looks at you. Who am I?
Someone who is deserving of life and love. We are the same person.
How can that
be? Apart through some Bane ritual. I'm so sorry.
She just looks up at you. She goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry about all of this. If it's Dylan had anything to do with this, I'm so sorry." And she just starts crying. I think I need to go see a mage guard or something. There's something that might be wrong with me. And Kylie Simulhaf immediately stands up. All right, order in the court. We will adjourn till the next day, until Miss Elintra has been examined by a court examiner to figure if her memory has been wiped and to figure out what is going on with all of this. The seat of prosecution kind of stand up. But the case is not over yet. The case shall be delayed until I can make up my mind further about what to do with this new information. With that, court is adjourned until the next day. We will return again, and jury will have their notions for the day as well. And with that, the entire crowd starts standing up. All of you guys as well can see the crowd start moving as Kylie starts moving away. Elentra looks up again towards you, Mara, and there seems to be like Barnabas and a couple of City Watch members, as well as a mage, one of the Order of the Magistrates, like the mage guards, like start coming. As they start escorting her, she looks you right in the eye, and she, in her first time that you've ever seen yourself, smile. A smile that is not like angry. There's no resentment. There is no fear. There is no hatred behind it. It is a pure and genuine smile that she gives. And she goes out through the back door. And escorted around the hallway. Vincent Trench just looks towards you all and just goes, well, I think that looks like
intermediate success at best. But I think that development there, we might have things a little bit better on our hands. Good job, good job. Immediately goes up to you, Mike, and shakes your hand. Best line of questioning I've seen so far.
Thank you.
Well,
Certainly more stressful than I thought it would be.
we have a little bit of time with your friends. Perhaps you'd like to speak with them in person. It's been some time after all. The guards kind of take you down from your suspect stance to kind of like head over to defense and discuss with them a little bit, since you are still technically in guarded areas.
I immediately hug both of them. I'm sorry, I hope I didn't make everything worse.
I feel that I've... No, thank you.
I think you did tremendously well, Micah. By the look of it,
Mara's just crying.
by the look of it, I think you've managed to crack it. That intro as well. Whatever lies Sterling told her seems to be unraveling right here in public. I will kind of like console Mara a little bit while talking to Micah.
They both unharmed.
No, we're well enough. Got hit by a potato the other day, but otherwise unharmed.
I saw that.
Guess I won't have to shank anyone.
When have you ever shanked people?
I was going to.
I think I saw her do it once.
You did it once. A long time ago.
Yeah,
What have I
but a
done?
few weeks ago in game time.
You didn't do anything wrong. All you did was tell the truth.
You could have been happy.
You can be happy now.
I will end into Mara's here. Think on your own words, Mara. You said, as you said, you and her are the same, and she's someone who deserves happiness and joy. Most a true statement.
What happens now, Vincent? We just wait for trial tomorrow?
Vincent seems to be speaking to Kylene Simmelheld at the corner of the doorway before she too starts heading off back into the courthouse and disappears. And Vincent just turns around. Well, we have an unprecedented event. Yours is the trial of the century. Well, this century really. Not to mention that now we have possible evidence that one of the witnesses' minds has been modified. To what extent? We probably need to investigate a little bit further. For the time being, it seems that the both of you are out on bail. I paid, of course.
I will reimburse you, of course.
He goes, unnecessary. It is entirely part of the fees that was already provided to me. The contract's a contract. Vincent Trench cannot go back on his word, unfortunately. But it is good to see that you are well, and I'm sure your stay in the courthouse jail was well.
I
I think
mean,
others are worse off. Think about the finance start.
Well, regardless, it's a rough and tumble place, really. I myself have been in there once, when I was a young cub. When, I've done a few dumb things in my day. But look at here. I think we're doing well. And all thanks to our prosecution over there, really. If we had who was Miles Edgeworth, well, might have been a little bit different, I think. You can see Vincent Payne kind of like start grabbing all the pieces of paper by himself. Literally, he's just walking by himself. Like, he looks overworked, looks tired, looks towards the lot of you, and just starts heading off by himself as well.
Perhaps luck smiled down on us.
In the very back.
Hug Micah.
Yeah, in the very back, you the people who did spot Dabble, you see him start heading out of the crowd. Yeah, he doesn't even wave or anything, but immediately disperses, doesn't want to be at the scene anymore. You guys are let out of jail, but more than likely will be summoned back. More than likely, right after investigations have been done, it'll probably be the next day. But for the time being, this very morning, you guys are finally set free for now. But Vincent Churches goes, well, I'm here to remind you as well, don't leave the city, obviously. Don't enter another plane of dimension, and if you do, please return as quickly as possible for any court proceedings that might be happening probably the next day. So I'd say, be here.
Yes, of course.
No problem.
All right.
We
He
get
goes, sorry?
Do we get our stuff back?
He goes, of course, we just have to go and collect it over at the courthouse jail. Come on. And with that, you guys leave the entire jailhouse. Coriolis, Stan, Helen Umbras give you both just a little bit of a stare, kind of a scowl almost, like a noble scowl. The exact same faces they're giving right now in their portraits as you guys are walking out.
Micah just thinks you're lucky I didn't have to use that evidence.
You could still use it technically.
Only if they come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From what Mert says, like, you can use the evidence however you want, but if you're trying to like pin them, like basically send them to jail or something, it will be easily forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't work at all. Any retribution towards them is possibly not going to work.
Yeah.
Reputation-wise, you could screw their reputation a little bit. That's probably you could probably think that's why Elentra was so angry, more than not that she was worried about her reputation. More than anything, a noble's reputation is a sword that they all have to wield very, very efficiently and very brutally sometimes. So we'll see how all that transpires. We are going to be coming to the end of Mara's arc, but for Cormorant, we'll see how he can truly get off. I'd say right now, Mara, you're scot-free more than likely. Cormorant, you have a 50-50 on you.
Guys, I have an idea, guys. We're getting Cormorant's and Mara's stuff back, right?
Yeah.
Where are you going with this?
Tonight we go kill Xanathar.
Tonight?
Tonight?
We come back tomorrow with his body, like, oh, we killed Xanathar. We are heroes.
And then shoot.
Even,
Two of your clerics.
even better, go into the Undermountain and just get lost inside there and never come back.
Correct.
Just live in the Undermountain. Like, level 1 is your home base.
There's a whole world in there, right?
No, but
There is a whole world in there.
listen, we need Mara to reconcile with her sister.
No, I'll stay.
That's fine. They already reconciled. They smiled at each other. That's all done. What was necessary was necessary. Now, whatever's happening in the end is just going to be filler episodes. You know what I mean? It's going to be the.
Can you imagine like either like the episodes or the this session ends and then there's like an after credit scene?
The two sisters. Hi.
No, and the mage god is just like, let me try an easy dispel, and then poof,
Yeah, that's what I thought. The spell magic on her, and suddenly she's gone.
That was pretty good though. Like I was when I started that line of questioning, this is not what I was expecting.
I don't think anyone but Eddie. But
It's
Eddie,
always going to lead to there, lah. You know what I mean? So I was just waiting for you guys to maybe have picked Elantra, but it's like, what? Nobody wants to question her. Fine, no, I'll question
oh, we
her.
were gonna question her,
Yeah, but
we were hoping
had
to
to
like,
initiate it. You know what I mean?
spam her
Mhm.
zone of truth violations, but apparently there were none.
Yes, because whatever she believed was true.
It's true.
Oh my fucking god!
So we have the Elantra and Mara side quest stories written separately, if you like, at this point in time.
Oh, cool.
I like how no one is examining me, the person.
Yeah.
Like obviously very fucked up biologically.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you even alive? Do you have a heartbeat?
Yeah, she does. I checked.
How close?
I said that very fast, but I actually did check. It came up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I eat or drink. That's it.
Sorry? Oh, you
Like-
just don't need to eat or drink, yeah.
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 Oh well, that was quite an interesting episode indeed. It's stressful on both ends until the end, where we have kind of a little bit of a good ending for you guys. But we'll come back next session just to finish up this little bit of the courthouse drama that we have. Figure out what the decision will be more than likely on Mara and Coleman's fate. At the moment, it seems to be pretty good for Mara. Coleman's still 50-50 as mentioned. So we'll take all that into account. Yeah, I hope to see you guys next week. Or let's hopefully have not so much roleplay. I kind of want to go back to encounters really. So I'm kind of missing that already for this group. So,
I mean, if Coleman is guilty, then encounter lah.
Yes, no, please.
Can-
I
can-
really don't want.
and immediately start fighting in the courthouse itself. Like, oh, thank God I made this map. Anyway, we shall see if that is one thing you would like to do.
No, it's okay, Eddie. Like, if next week, you want an encounter, right? We'll go fight Zenithar tonight.
Oh, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. Oh, it's fine.
And
You don't have
die,
early
then
to
also was
me.
like, wow, what a daydream.
It was all a dream, a fever dream.
Mara wakes up in her bed. Oh, what's going on? Oh.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time for us, right? Dai?
No,
Oh my
Stuck on the ground, and you see just barrels of alcohol just emptied out all around you.
Fighting a beholder, and then it was a daydream.
Yeah. We had a total here.
I mean, all the dream things into existence, you know, dreams.
Yeah.
You see Floon and Bolo just come over. Hey, thanks for saying Floon, man. That was an awesome celebration. You guys went nuts. You were like acting out and all that shit. It was like a whole scene.
Oh no!
I remember Warlock burning in lava.
It was an epic.
God, burning in lava. What the hell have you been playing?
Yo, imagine if we actually did start a fight in the courtroom and then Blastwind is just like, you see, Primo.
Ah,
And we're all like hissing at him.
I get it. There was a need to kill. Oh.
Yo?
All right, so with that, yeah, I think I'm gonna head up as well. Thanks, guys, for joining. Hope you guys enjoyed that. See you guys next week.
Yeah,
Comments back. Yay, ciao, ciao.
Thanks for the game.
I should